Going to be talking about the plantar aspect of the foot and the different layers. So we're going to start with the most superficial layer of the foot, and we're going to start dissecting our way down. So as we get going, first we're going to do is we're going to get to the plantar aponeurosis. This is the most superficial. It's dense connective tissue. So this is what gives us our arch and gives our foot a lot of support. So we're going to dissect that away. Now we're going to get into our first layer. And our first plantar layer is going to be the large muscle in the middle right here. That is our Flexor Digitorum Brevis. You can see it's going to the digits, it's going to the toes. It's exactly what we're looking for. And then on either side we have the abductor hallucis muscle. So there's our abductor hallucis. And on the outside of the foot, our abductor digiti minimi. It's important to note that when you're talking about the foot and the hand, abduction and adduction is in reference to the mid of the foot. So in this case, our third toe. So our abductor digiti minimi is moving the toe away from midline. And if we come back here, our abductor hallucis is moving the big toe away from midline. Okay, so that's our first or most superficial layer. So let's go and we'll reflect those back. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. And now we get to our second layer of the foot. As we move into the second layer, the plantar aspect of the foot, we have the first one we're going to notice this tendon running through here, and that is the Flexor Digitorum Longus tendon. As you remember, it's coming down here through the medial side, it's coming through the tarsal tunnel area up posterior to the medial malleolus. So besides the Flexor Digitorum Longus, our intrinsic muscles that we deal with would be the quadratus plantae, down there, and then in between the toes we have our lumbricals. So this will be the second plantar layer of the foot, and we're going to reflect those back to get to the next deepest layer. So we are into our third layer of the plantar aspect of the foot, and we have some interesting muscles here. So the first one I'm going to deal with is that middle muscle, and this is going to be the adductor hallucis. Now remember that we're talking midline is going to be right here, so adduction, pick the back over there, is going to be moving the big toe towards the midline. So you can see if an origin and an origin, and here's your insertion point, it's going to be pulling the big toe towards the midline of the foot. So this adductor hallucis has two heads. It has a transverse, has a transverse head, and it has an oblique head. So our two heads of the adductor hallucis muscle. Likewise, we have another muscle over here. This is our Flexor hallucis brevis, and you're going to notice this muscle also has a medial and a lateral head, medial and a lateral head of the Flexor hallucis brevis muscle. And our final muscle in this layer is our Flexor digiti minimi brevis. One thing to note with the Flexor digiti minimi brevis is there is no Flexor digiti minimi longus. It's just Flexor digiti minimi brevis. There is no longus. So these three muscles with their multiple heads constitute the third layer of the intrinsic plantar musculature. And what that leaves us with is our deepest, or our fourth layer of the plantar musculature, and that is our plantar interossei, which you can see located here. You're also going to notice if I click, you're going to see the dorsal interossei. They are purposely shaded out here because they're on the dorsum, or the top of the foot. Of course, we've stripped away so many muscles you can basically see them through your metatarsal bones, but they still are on the dorsal, or the top of the foot. So that takes care of our four layers of the intrinsic muscles of the foot. Moving away from the plantar aspect, we're now in the dorsum of the foot. I've already removed the extrinsic musculature, so basically what we're left with is the extensor digitorum brevis and the extensor hallucis brevis tendons. And if we were to remove these, That just leaves us now, as you can see on the top, there's our dorsal interossei, which we're able to sort of see when we're looking at the plantar aspect of the foot. So those are our intrinsic muscles of the foot. You will get some contributions of the extrinsic tendons as they enter into the foot, and some of these intrinsic muscles will actually insert and blend into those tendons, so be ready for that. But that should be the musculature of the foot.